is on my greatest Olympic prize. My greatest Olympic prize. पिले आज पाठ पढ़िबा पाठ को बुझिबा ऑल प्रोबेबल एमसीक्यू आमे केवल सैंपल पेपर एमसीक्यू डिस्कस करी करी चलचे तो बही भितर आउ कोन एमसीक्यू अछि कोन सब प्रश्न अछि डिटेल्स रे गोटे चैप्टर लंबा हबो वीडियोटा 1 आवर प्लस हबो क्लास तो पूरा चैप्टर टाको कंप्लीट करबा पूरा चैप्टर वाइज जदि आमे न देखिबा आमे जानिचे समस्ते जे इंग्लिश टा गोटे वाइटल सब्जेक्ट +2 एग्जाम पई 100 मार्क रो सब्जेक्ट 100 मार्क्स रो सब्जेक्ट आउ ओडिया भी 100 मार्क्स रो सब्जेक्ट एथरे प्रैक्टिकल नहीं किछि नहीं आउ एइथरे जदि आमे 90 प्लस स्कोर करिबा नहीं 80 प्लस स्कोर करिबा नहीं ताहले आमे बेसी मार्क माने बेसी परसेंटेज रखी पारिबा नहीं सेहिति पई मु गोटे इनिशिएटिव नउची कि परीक्षा पूर्वरु इंग्लिश हमर एग्जाम पूर्वरु सबु चैप्टर विथ ऑल द क्वेश्चंस जहाँ प्रोबेबल क्वेश्चन अच्छे सबु क्वेश्चन आमे जदि न सरिबा ताहले पाठ हमरो सरिबो नाही बाकी सब्जेक्ट अलगा कथा जेहेतु एटा मोर सब्जेक्ट स्पेशली माय सब्जेक्ट दैट्स व्हाई सो लेट्स स्टार्ट प्रथमरु ऑथर को इंट्रोडक्शन थारु समस्त प्रश्नर आलोचना पर्यंत गोटे क्लास रे सरिबो बेले ठीक अछि तो चैप्टर ना होची माय ग्रेटेस्ट ओलंपिक प्राइज कहले मोर सबुठारु बड़ ओलंपिक पुरस्कार नहीं यार जदि ओडिया देखिबा मोर सबुठारु बड़ ओलंपिक पुरस्कार चैप्टर ना होची माय ग्रेटेस्ट ओलंपिक प्राइज तो ऑथर को इंट्रोडक्शन रे अछि जेम्स क्लेवलैंड और जेसे ओवेंस तांकर ना थिला व्हाट सो देयर मे बी अ क्वेश्चन देखो बेले देयर मे बी अ क्वेश्चन so what are the full name or what are the real name of Jesse Owens mone rakhiba keep your pen and paper ready with the class 9 दिन और क्लास 9 दिन भितरे पूरा टोटल 9 टा चैप्टर को सारिबा बेले जेते टाइम लागू आई एम देयर सो कोन प्रथम क्वेश्चन हला जेम्स क्लेवलैंड ओवेंस और जेसे ओवेंस जेम्स क्लेवलैंड इज द रियल नेम ऑफ जेसे ओवेंस ठीक अछि सो ओवेंस वाज born in the year 1913 when was Jesse Owens born when was Jesse Owens born कौन हबो 1913 1913 मु खाली तुमको कीवर्ड गुडा को लिखि जीवी पिले तमे लिखिबो 1930 died in the year 1980 died in the year 1980 1980 so when was he died 1980 and when was he born 1913 दुईटा प्रश्न तीनटा एमसीक्यू प्रश्न ऑलरेडी हम आलोचना कर लेले was an American track and field athlete so who was Jesse Owens look at this who was Jesse Owens Jesse Owens was an American track and field athlete मन रहला Jesse Owens was an American track and field athlete ओके मु ओडिया एठी एनालिसिस करिया पई जाऊ नाही Next, track and field athlete who specialize in sprints and long jump. Remember this. Sprints and long jump. What are these two? SPRINTS. Sprints and long jump. So this is the specialized sector of Jesse Owens. What are these two? Sprints and long jump. मन रखिबा. Sprints कहले पहले short run. 100 meter, 200 meter याकु जो कहू जे हमें. This is called the short run. ठीक अच्छी सो जेसे ओवेंस वाज स्पेशलाइज इन टू इवेंट्स फर्स्ट वन इज स्प्रिंट्स सेकेंड वन इज व्हाट लॉन्ग जंप यस ठीक अच्छी दिवागु को स्प्रिंट्स एंड लॉन्ग जंप ही पार्टिसिपेट इन द 1936 समर ओलंपिक इन बर्लिन लुक एट द क्वेश्चन सो इन व्हिच ओलंपिक गेम्स जेसे ओवेंस had participated in which Olympic Games Jesse Owens was participated? It was the 1936 Summer Olympic Games held in Berlin. Answer कौन होगा? 1936 Summer Olympics held in Berlin. So every question I'll touch मु कहिछि मु लेखिछि माने every question प्रत्येक प्रश्न मु टच करिक जिबि प्रत्येक प्रश्न गोटे सिंगल माने स्टोन को अनटर्न रखिबारि पिले हमें So and it was held in Germany. कोठी होतला जर्मनी होतला कोठी होतला जर्मनी The 1936 summer game was held in which country? It was Germany. Which city? It was Berlin. मन रखिबा. Which city? It was Berlin. Which country? It was Germany. Which year? It was 1936. ठीक अछि तीनटा प्रश्न. Okay. Where he achieved international fame. Okay, there is your question. How did Jesse? Sorry guys. Sorry. So yeah, I don't think why this type of things are happening nowadays with me, especially while I was taking a class seriously. ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ seriously ଗୋଟେ class ନଉଛି, this type of problem are occurring. ଏଭଳିଆ problem ହେଉଛି ପିଲେ. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, let's start the class. जा देर आए दुरुस्त आए. No problem. So what happens fame by winning 4 gold medals? What happens where he achieved international fame by winning 4 gold medals? So how did Jesse Owens achieve international fame? My question was there. How did Jesse Owens achieve international fame? केमती से अंतर्जातिक क्षति पाइले प्रश्न उत्तर कौन हम he achieved Jesse Owens achieved international fame by winning 4 gold medals. Remember this. He achieved international fame by winning 4 gold medals. 4टा gold medal जीती किली. Okay. तापरे so in which event he achieved those gold medals? प्रश्न उठे. So one each in 100 meters मन रखिबा 100 meters 200 meters long jump and as a member of the 4 into 100 meter relay race team. 4टा gold medal. 4टा gold medal को थरे पाइले. In which events did he achieve those 4 gold medals? प्रश्न उठे. Option A 100 meters 200 meters then long jump and 4 into 100 relay race. तो एतिकिटा प्रश्न आछि हमर ऑथर को इंट्रोडक्शन चैप्टर रु एतिकी प्रश्न आछि. ओके जीवा आगु को वार्म अप सेक्शन रे कोन अछि प्रश्न देखिबा. व्हाट इज देयर इन वार्म अप सेक्शन रे कोन अछि. The Olympic Games is the world's foremost sports competition featuring summer and winter sports. So the Olympic Games. So what is Olympic Games? What is Olympic Games? मोरला कौन समर एंड विंटर स्पोर्ट्स ग्रीष्म ऋतु ग्रीष्म दिनिया खेल आउ कौन पिले समर एंड विंटर आउ गोटे शीत दिनिया खेल यही दुईटा माने शीत दिनिया खेल आ ग्रीष्म दिनिया खेल को लेकिन समर ओलंपिक्स टा हे थाए पिले. देन in which athletes from all over the world participate in a variety of competition. विभिन्न प्रकार कंपिटिशन होता है आउ एथरे वर्ल्ड ओवर सारा पृथ्वीर एथलीट्स भाग नहीं थांते. सो हु पार्टिसिपेट्स इन ओलंपिक गेम्स? देयर मे बी अ क्वेश्चन. हु पार्टिसिपेट इन ओलंपिक गेम्स? सो यू कैन से athletes from all over the world participate in Olympic Games. That's the question. Okay. And in this essay, Jesse Owens shares his experience of 1936 Summer Olympics held in Berlin. এই প্রবন্ধরে জেসে ওয়েন্স কোন করছন্তি 1936 মସିହାରେ जो ओलंपिक्स गेम्स हेतिला सेथरे जो तांकर एक्सपीरियंस थिला व्हाटएवर एक्सपीरियंस ही हर्ड देयर जहा एक्सपीरियंस से अभिज्ञता पाइथिले से खेल रे पार्टिसिपेट करिकी सेही जिंस ऊपर तांकर अनुभूतिटा शेयर करिसंती नहीं शेयर ही हैज शेयर्ड. ओके विदाउट ओडिया आई कैन टेक द क्लास. It is for the utmost regard of students, utmost understanding of students. I am using Odia. So okay, and 1936 summer held in Berlin when patriotic feelings were running high in Germany. At that time, what was happening? Patriotic feelings was running high in Germany. Germany ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ nationalistic feeling, patriotic feeling आइथिला जे ଆମ ଦେଶରେ होची आम देशर लोक आम समस्ते जीतब वी विल विन नहीं आम जमी भारत जो क्रिकेट खेल हुए आम जमी कहू भारत ही जीतब नहीं This is what we call the patriotic feeling. Patriotic feeling. Patriot कहले हम समझते जानिथिबा देशभक्ति नहीं. Patriotism कहले देशभक्ति. Patriot कहले देशभक्त. So running high in Germany. However, से जाहि हो मोटा मोटी भाबे. However, Olympics Owens did not bother. BOTHER. Bother कहले चिंता करिबा. Bother कहले चिंता करिबा. BOTHER. Owens did not bother. Owens ए विषय रे चिंता करू नथिले. जर्मन रो लोक कोन कहउतिले से ऊपर Owens चिंता करू नथिले. काहे के चिंता? Why here the question arises. Why did Owens not bother? कथा बुझिला? Why did Owens not bother about the German patriotic feeling? Question. प्रश्न को हम as he trusted his abilities because he had trusted in his ability. Yes, कारण तांकर जो दक्षता थिला से दक्षता ऊपर तांकर भरोसा थिला. And आमे टिके भितरु को जदी जीवा टेक्स्ट because he had trained, sweated, disciplined himself for the past 6 years keeping the game in his mind. कारण से दीर्घ 6 वर्ष हैला 6 वर्ष आगुरु गेम को टार्गेट करिकी माने स्वेट एंड परिश्रम करुथिले निजको शृंखलित करथिले. आमे जेमिति बोर्ड एग्जाम को टार्गेट करिकी पाठ पढुचे कि मु 90% पाइबी, मु डाक्टर हेबी, मु इंजीनियर हेबी. जो माने डाक्टरी हेबे से माने बायोलॉजी नै की पाठ पढुचंती, जो माने इंजीनियर हेबे से माने पीसीएम करिकी पाठ पढुचंती नहीं. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल कीपिंग द गेम इन माइंड. माने कीपिंग द एम इन माइंड. निजर लक्ष्य को निज ब्रेन रे रखिकी पाठ पढिबा बा कोनोसी खेल बाय प्रिपरेशन करिबा. He tells his stunning story, surprising story. Stunning means surprising. Stunning story about forging a lasting friendship with a German. So here in this essay, he has told about a forging stories, a newly created stories with a German. His friendship with a German. जन German athlete सहित तांकर जो बंधुता हेतिला से बंधुता ऊपर सेठी कहिसंते. With a German, putting difference aside for the love of the games. खेल को भल पाइबा अलग कथा, खेलाड़ी को भल पाइबा अलग कथा. मु निश्चित भावे आमे शेष रे पढ़िबा पियोरोडी क्यूबेटेन को जो मतवाद अछि नहीं. So winning is Olympic is not a big deal, but participating is important. Like this in life. Conquering doesn't matter, but fighting well matters. This is the view of purity quoted. So वर्तमान आम पाठ पढ़ा. पाठरे कौन कौन अच्छी पाठर को प्रश्न हम एगुड़ा थी पे प्रश्न एगुड़ा थी प्रश्न आम देख सबू प्रश्न कवर करवा. आगु कहूँ 3 मार्क विशिष्ट प्रश्न, MCQ प्रश्न, 2 मार्क विशिष्ट प्रश्न. ये जी माने फर्स्ट इयर पिला भी देखुं जदि से माने जो सेकेंड इयर पिला पढ़े से भी काम दो समस्त फॉर ऑल एंड इच एंड ऑल. परवर्ती प्रश्न परवर्ती चैप्टर को जीवा बेले. इट वाज द समर ऑफ 1936. इट वाज व्हिच ईयर कमेंट फट उत्तर देवा. गोटे सिंगल वर्ड रे खाली पचारि प्रश्न सब मत फट कमेंट रे उत्तर देवा. इट वाज व्हिच ईयर? It was the year 1936. Type it. It was which year? It was the year 1936. Yes. The Olympic Games were being held in Berlin. So where was Olympic Games held? Berlin. Where was Olympic Games held? Berlin. So the Olympics game in Berlin were held in the year 1936. Sabu cross question mo patari jibi pile. Sabu cross question mo patari jibi. So the Olympic Games were being held in Berlin. And because look at this, because Adolf Hitler childishly insisted पिलालियामी कला भलिया जेमती पिला माने कहि दियंती मो बापा सबुठारु बड़ लोक, मो बापा मो पई सुपर हीरो, मो बापा भली किए नाहंती पिला माने कहंती. कारण से माने गोटे छोटिया एरिया भितरे कन्फाइंड हेकी रहंती, घर भितरे रहंती. सेही भलिया कौन है एडल्फ हिटलर गोटे रिमार्क देला. कौन रिमार्क देला? इंसिस्टेड दैट हिज परफॉर्मर्स कहले तांकर खेलाड़ी माने हिज परफॉर्मर्स वेर द मेंबर ऑफ ए मास्टर रेस. व्हाट द वर्ड? द मेंबर ऑफ ए मास्टर रेस. रेस कहले जाति. आमे होचु सबुठारु सुपीरियर जाति. आम खेलाड़ी समस्त सुपीरियर किए कहला हु सेड दिस द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ एडल्फ हिटलर हु वाज एडल्फ हिटलर द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस हु वाज एडल्फ हिटलर was the dictator ruler of Germany मन रखिबा who was Adolf Hitler was the dictator ruler of Germany so dictator ruler नहीं किए Adolf Hitler was the dictator ruler of Germany. So his performance were member of a master race. Nationalistic feelings were at an all-time high. Nationalistic feeling, ଜାତୀୟତା ଭାବ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ମନରେ ଜାତୀୟତା ଭାବନା ହାଇ ହେଇକି ଥିଲା। ଏବେ ନେକ୍ସଟ ଯେତେବେଳେ ୱାର୍ଲଡ କପ୍ ହେବ ଆମ ଭିତରେ ଆମ ଦେଶ କେମିତି ଜିତିବ ସେଇ ଭାବନା ଥିବ। इंग्लैंड लोक भावुवे आम जीतबू दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल द नेशनलिस्टिक फीलिंग नहीं सो नेशनलिस्टिक फीलिंग वेयर एन ऑल टाइम है जर्मन मान मनरे समस्ते जर्मन को सपोर्ट करवा जर्मन ही सब जीतब यही गोटे जातीयता भावना स्प्रेड हो जाता और यू कैन से इट वाज स्प्रेड ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड पृथ्वी सारा देश लोकों मनरे ये भावना थिला जे आम athletes माने जीतबे सो व्हाट वाज एन ऑल टाइम हाई नेशनलिस्टिक फीलिंग नहीं nationalistic feeling what was an all time high it was nationalistic feeling why the next question is why was nationalistic feeling at an all time high in the summer 1936 Olympics why the nationalistic feeling was an all time high the reason is because the nationalistic feeling was an all time high because of the remark made by Adolf Hitler that his members are the performers of a master race नहीं this is what we call the question okay टिके आगु को जीवा I was not too worried about all this जैसे Owens is telling here I was not too worried about all this मु एई सब जिंस विषय चिंता करू नथिली getting me मु एई सब जिनस विषय चिंता करू नथिली आई वाज नॉट टू वरीड अबाउट ऑल दिस टिके थिला मो भीतर टिके भावना थिला यस आई वाज अ बिट वरीड बट नॉट टू वरीड टू आमे जानि थिबा टू गोटे माने जेतबेला बेसी हो जाए टू शब्दटा हम व्यवहार करो सो आई वाज नॉट टू वरीड अबाउट ऑल दिस काहे की why he was not worried again a question मु आगे गोटे प्रश्न करथिली why he was not bother why he did not bother वर्तमान नेक्स्ट प्रश्न आसिला why जैसे Owens was not worried तो पिले worried जगह रे बदर जगह रे worried हेले हम चिंता करिवार नहीं दुईटा प्रश्नर उत्तर पाखापाखि समान so why he was not worried the reason was he had trained sweatened and disciplined myself. I had trained, sweatened and disciplined myself for 6 years. For 6 years. 6 वर्ष हैला मु तालीम नौथली ट्रेनिंग नौथली डिसिप्लिन रो सहित ट्रेनिंग नौथली हैफाजल्टी नौथली बही खोली देबी बही को बंद कर देबी ए भले मु कर नौथली नहीं सो माय सेल्फ फॉर 6 years 6 वर्ष दिने दी दिन नो 6 वर्ष हैला नहीं and with the games in mind सबु बेले when I woke up I think I had to win Olympic when I went to bed I thought yes I had to win the Olympic games this is what we call keeping the game in mind मस्तिष्क भितर निजर एम को प्रिंट करके रखा दरकार मुझे कही गोटे भिडियो आगु तुमको जो स्ट्राटेजी करके देती सब बेले शोवा पूर्वर आम चिंता करवा दरकार जे मुझे काली कौन करार अच्छे मत आगू को कौन करार अच्छे सका उठिक मत प्लान करार अच्छे आई मस्ट हैव प्लान जे मुझे दिन सारा कौन करी नेक्स्ट पढ़ा बेले in mind while I was going over on the boat जते बेले मु बोट रे जाउथली कोठी जाउथली जर्मन जाउथली so how he was going over the boat how he was going over boat so what happens I was going over on the boat all I could think केवल गोटे दिन मु चिंता करूथली boat नो boat BOAT it is so all I could think about was taking home one of two of those gold medals, one or two of those gold medals. So what was Jesse Owens thinking? What was Jesse Owens thinking while he was going over on the boat? Question. Question. What was Jesse Owens thinking while he was going over on the boat? So winning one or two of those gold medals, one or two of those gold, गोटे कि दीटा गोल्ड मेडल मुझे जीतबी. It was there in my mind. I was thinking about गोल्ड मेडल. केवल मो मस्तिष्क कौन थी? गोल्ड मेडल पिले जीवा आगु. I had my I had my eye especially on the long jump. I had my eye especially on the long jump. So what was Owens concentrated to win, or in which event Jesse Owens was concentrated to win? It was long jump. तांकर माने आखि थिला को ऊपर आखि थिला long jump ऊपर आखि थिला. What was the reason? The question now, another question. Why Jesse Owens was only concentrated, or his eye was specially concentrated on long jump? नहीं कहीं केवल लॉन्ग जंप विषय से स्पेशली चिंता करुले, स्वतंत्र भाव कहीं चिंता करुले? वाई वाज थिंकिंग ओनली? तो टेकिंग होम, ओके, reason was because as a year before, as a university student, गोटे वर्ष पूर्व as a university student, जड़े यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट हिसाब रे कौन I had set the world record of 26 feet 8.4 inch. 26 feet 8.1 by 4 inch. This was the world record of Jesse Owens as a university student. 26.8.4. Getting me? 26 feet 8.4. Eta thila as a university student. What are his jump? What are the length here? University student 26.8.4. Okay, or here you can say when Jesse Owens jumped 26.8.4 inches in the university year. Another question, in the university days, or in the university year, or where? In the university, at the university. Okay, university. I had set the world record of 26 feet 8.4. Everyone kind of expected कहले आशा करिबा. Everyone kind of expected me to win that Olympic events hands down. पिले hands down कहले easily. It's a phrasal verb. Hands down कहले easily. कौन? Hands down. Hands down कहले easily. It's a phrasal verb. Hands down. Everyone expected me to win the Olympic events hands down. So why did the question arises here? Why did everyone expect Owen to win the event hands down? Prashno. Why did everyone expect Owens to win the long jump hands down easily? कहीं की समस्ते आशा करुथिले जे जेसे Owens जीतिबे. कहीं की? Because a year before, as a university student, he had set the world record. यूनिवर्सिटी रे से वर्ल्ड रेकर्ड सेट करथिले. दैट्स व्हाई समस्त भाबुथिले जे ए बाबू आराम रे जीति जीवो, सहज रे जीति जीवो. नहीं जो परवर्ती पैराग्राफ. I was in for a surprise when I arrived there. मुझे तले सेठी पहुंचली. I was in for a surprise. सेठी मो आश्चर्य होई गली. सरप्राइज केले आश्चर्य हवा. I was in there for a surprise. What was that? So when the time came for the long jump trials, when did Jesse Owens, surprised? When did Jesse Owens surprise? केतेबेले से आश्चर्य हेले? When the time came for long jump trial, or when the trial started. जेतेबेले long jump रो trial start हेइची, सी समय ये बाबू आश्चर्य हेइचंते. कौन पाई आश्चर्य होइचंती देखिबा by seeing okay by watching Ladram beta pragya came for the long jump. I was startled. startled startled means astonished, startled means confused, startled means surprised, getting me? So I was startled to see मु आश्चर्य हतबाक ହେଇଯିବା ନିରବ ନିସ୍ପନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯିବା. So I was startled to see a tall boy, go denga pila, a tall boy, what happens, hitting the pit at almost 26 feet on his practice sleeves, hitting the pit at almost 26 feet at his practice sleeves. से जो practice डिया डेउथुला से जो ट्रायल आम समस्त जानी ओलंपिक रे 3टा ट्रायल हुए, 3 थर ट्रायल क्वालिफाई कला पर तुम मेन को जीव नहीं हिट जहाँ कह जाए. सो व्हाट ही वाज डूइंग, ही वाज हिटिंग द पिट एट ऑलमोस्ट 26 फीट. प्रत्येक थर से जो ट्रायल रे डेउथुले 26 फीट आराम रे डेउथुले. आउ यांकर ये बामुकर रेकर्ड केते थिला बेले 26.8.4. जणे लोक जदि 26 फीट डेई दउची ट्रायल रे ताहले से 26 feet 0.8 डेइबा पई केते समय लागिवो नाही. The question is here. That's why he was startled, because he was confused that he is the strongest opponent of mine, because he was thinking that that tall boy, he was the strongest opponent of mine. से ही मो पई सबठार बड़ विरोधी थिला. You are the strongest opponent of mine, getting me? So Pete at almost 26 feet on his practice sleeves. So when did Ladram jump 26 feet? Question. When did Ladram jump 26 feet? What would be the answer? In his practice sleeves. Write down the answer. In his practice sleeves. My next question. Yes, Deepagya. My next question. So when did Owens startle? When did Owens startle? Owens startled when he saw Ladram hitting the pit at 26 feet on his practice sleeves. Duita question. Nahi? Duita question. When he saw Ladram, yes. Next jibabile. At 26 feet on his practice sleeves, he turned out another phrasal verb pile. TURNEDOUT. Turned out कहले resulted जना पड़िला. Okay, जना पड़िला. He turned out what? To be a German. पर जना पड़िला that he was a German named Ladram. What is the name of the German athlete? He was Ladram. What is the name of the tall boy? Ladram. Who was hitting the feet 26 feet on his practice slip? Ladram. Kete sara prashna. Who was the best Olympic prize for Owens? Ladram. And whom did Adolf Hitler think will win the gold medal? Ladram. So Ladram उपरे एते सारा प्रश्न, बहुत सारा प्रश्न আছে বলে সে উপরে ধীরে ধীরে পড়ি ଯିবা আলোচনা করি ଯିবা. So I was told, look at this. I was told means people told me. Look at this. People told me. Passive ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି. I was told means people told me. ଲୋକମାନେ ମୋତେ କହିଲେ. When I asked other people. ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ଲୋକମାନଙ୍କୁ ପଚାରିଛି I was told, ସେମାନେ ମୋତେ କହିଲେ. I was told. Subject plus was plus V3. କହିଲେ passive voice. So I was told that Hitler had kept him under wraps. Wraps कहले कौन पिले cover. Secret. Wraps कहले secret. Wraps stand for secret. मन रखिबा. So Hitler had kept him under wraps. जे Hitler had kept him in secret. तांकु secretly रखिथिले. एटे प्रश्न उठे, why did Adolf Hitler keep Ladram in wrap? Why did Adolf Hitler keep Ladram in secret? नहीं, आंसर कौन? Evidently hoping he would win the jump. Evidently hoping that he would win the jump କାରଣ ସେ ଭାବୁଥିଲେ ଯେ ଇଏ ଜିତିବ ଲୋକ ଜାଣି ସାରିଲେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଦେଖିଥିବ ଆମେ କ'ଣ ହୁଏ ମୋ ସାଙ୍ଗ ଯଦି ମୋ ସହିତ ସମାନରେ ପଡ଼ୁଛି ମୁଁ ଶୋଇଲା ଭଳିଆ ଆକ୍ଟିଂ କରିଦେବି କାରଣ ମୋ ସାଙ୍ଗ ମୋତେ ରେକର୍ଡ଼ କାଟି ଦେଇପାରେ ମୁଁ ସେ ଶୋଇ ପଡ଼ିଲା ପରେ ମୁଁ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ପଢ଼ିବା ଷ୍ଟାର୍ଟ କରିବି ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ୍ ହ୍ୱାଟ୍ वी କଲ୍ ଦ କ୍ରେବ୍ ମେଣ୍ଟାଲିଟି ନାଇଁ ଆମେ ପଢ଼ୁ ମ୍ୟାଜିକ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଟିମ୍ ତ ଆମେ ପଢ଼ିନେ ନହେଲେ ଆମେ ପଢ଼ିଥାନ୍ତେ କ୍ରେବ୍ ମେଣ୍ଟାଲିଟି କଥା he would win the jump next paragraph ଯିବା ବେଲେ नेक्स्ट पैराग्राफ रे कौन अच्छे आई सपोज्ड मु भाविली कौन पिले दैट इफ लॉन्ग ओन जदि लॉन्ग जीती जाए इफ लॉन्ग ओन it would add some new support to the Nazis Aryan superiority theory. So what did Jesse Owens think about winning of Ladram? Question. What did Jesse Owens think about winning of Ladram? Ladram को जितिबा उपरे Jesse Owens करो भावना कौन थिला? He was thinking that it would add some support to the Nazis Aryan superiority theory. से कौन भावुतले सेमती तो नाजी माने बड़ बड़ कथा कहउचंदी जे आमे सब जीति जीवु आम देशर लोक भल आमर खेलाड़ी भल आमे समस्ते जीतिबु जदि ये जीति गला तापर आउरी पुणी बाहास्फोट मारिकी कहिबे देखिल से पिलाटा से यूनिवर्सिटी रे वर्ल्ड रेकॉर्ड करथिले कोन आमे देखो हरई देलु ना नहीं बिले so this type of thinking was going on so it would add some new support to the Nazis Aryan superiority theory he was thinking that if Laz would win jodi Ladram jiti jamte what will happen it would add some new support to the Nazis Aryan superiority theory and another reason was there after all I'm a Negro what he was telling after all I'm a Negro I'm a black American मन रहा सो आफ्टर कारण मु जड़े कला लोक थी जर्मन माने कला लोक मान घृणा करुले आ मु जड़े कला लोक थी आई वाज ए निग्रो द ब्लैक अमेरिकन सो हु इज ए निग्रो हियर देयर मे बी ए क्वेश्चन हु इज ए निग्रो द ब्लैक अमेरिकन्स आर कॉल्ड निग्रो आई एम ए निग्रो ए लिटिल हॉट अंडर द collar there is adage look at this what is it a little hot under the collar it means a little angry rago annoyed irritation ए भलिया किसी प्रतिशब्द आमे नहीं परिबा very angry yes annoyed irritated ए भलिया किसी नहीं परिबा पिले a little hot under the collar what happens yes about Hitler's ways why he was a little hot under the collar about Hitler's ways कहले कौन पिले हिटलर्स वेज कहले हिटलर कर जो मतामत थिला हिटलर कर जो उद्देश्य थिला से उद्देश्य ऊपर यांकर राग थिला हिटलर जो कहउथिला जे आम लोक माने भलो आम लोक माने सबुठारु श्रेष्ठ आम खेलाड़ी माने सबुठारु श्रेष्ठ आम खेलाड़ी माने ही जितिबे ए भलिया जो मंतव्य थिला ए मंतव्य ऊपर जेसे ओवेन्स कर टिके राग थिला गेटिंग मी So a little hot under the collar about Hitler's ways. I determined. Determined कहले I concentrated. मु दृढ़ निश्चित हेले. I was very certain that I determined to go out there and really so. Mu setting. What was Owens determined to do? Look at this. What was Owens determined to do? Owens कौन माने determine कले करिबा पाई what was Owens determined to do determined to go over there and really so Dareforer and his master race Dareforer who was called Dareforer means Adolf Hitler मन रखिबा Dareforer the word stand for Adolf Hitler का मैं व्यवहार कराई छी Dareforer is a French word which means dictator Dareforer गोटे French शब्द जार अर्थ होची dictator so I really saw the Dareforer and his master race तांको जो मास्टर रेस बोली जहाँ को कहते माने प्रभुत्व जाति जहाँ को कहते मास्टर रेस who was superior and who was not I want to prove that Negroes or American or other countries athletes are not loser than German I want to prove that नहीं मिले बर्तमान टिके देखिबा क्वेश्चन आंसर सब कोन अछि फर्स्ट यूनिट रो प्रश्न सब कोन अछि व्हाई वर नेशनलिस्टिक फीलिंग्स रनिंग हाई ड्यूरिंग द 1936 समर ओलंपिक इन बर्लिन पिला माने उत्तर देले भलो कोन थिला प्रश्न थिला व्हाई वर नेशनलिस्टिक फीलिंग्स रनिंग हाई ड्यूरिंग द 1936 समर ओलंपिक्स इन बर्लिन 90 nationalistic feelings were running high during the 1936 summer olympics in berlin because of the remark of Adolf Hitler, because of the remark of the Adolf Hitler, where he was telling that Germans are superior to other races, or German player were the master race players. Next question is, I was not too worried about all this. What does this refer to? Hitler's belief or winning a gold medal? So here the answer will be Hitler's belief. Hitler's belief. Next, third question is, why was not Owens worried? Owens was not worried because he had trained, sweated, and disciplined himself for the past 6 years, keeping the games in mind. Question number 4, why did everyone expect Owens to win the long jump easily? Everyone expected Owens to win the long jump easily. Everyone expect Owens to win the long jump easily because he had set the he had set the world record by jumping 26.814 inches as a university student last year. Question number 5. What are the surprise that awaited Jesse Owens in Berlin? What are the surprise? The surprise thing, or he was startled when he saw a tall German long jumper was hitting the feet at 26 feet on his practice lift. He startled to see. Next, question number 6. What did he learn from people about long? कौन से सीखिले? कौन सब सीखिले? He learned, people told him that he was kept under refs by Adolf Hitler, hoping that he would win the long jump. Question number 7. Do you think Nazi's Aryan superiority theory meant that Germans were superior to Negroes? How did Owens feel about it? Angry or what? He was a little angry. Last question. What made Owens determined to beat Ladram? Owens was determined to beat Ladram because if Lodz would win the match, it would add some extra support to the Nazis' Aryan superiority theory, and because he was a black people or American Negro, that's why he determined to beat Ladram. These are the questions of Unit 1. Unit 1 re text based question jaha thila pile. Jiva second unit. Second unit re kono achi? Yes. An angry athlete is an athlete who will make mistake. Look at this. An angry athlete is an athlete who will make mistake. Angry athlete कहले रागी खेलाड़ी is an athlete who will make mistake. जने रागी खेलाड़ी होची से खेलाड़ी जे भूल करे सेति पई सबु कोच माने कहंती जेतबे whenever you are playing you must have coolness निश्चित भाबे तम ठंडा मिजाज रे खेलिबा दरकार जहा भी करछो whatever you are doing जेतबे whenever the time of competition is there you must have keep you cool nahi. So who will make mistake as any coach will tell. So what does the coach tell about an angry athlete? The question is there. What does a coach tell about an angry athlete? An angry athlete is an athlete who makes mistake. This is the word of coach about an angry athlete. 3 mark based प्रश्न में यही परिबो. And I was no exception. मो सहबी सेया ही हला मु सेठरू बाद पड़ी नथिली. I was no exception कहले मु सेठरू बाद पड़ी नथिली. I was no exception. On the first of my 3 qualifying jumps, मोर जो 3 qualifying jumps थिला मोर first jumps रे I left from several inches beyond the take-off board. What did I do? I left from beyond the take-off board for a no jump. Several inches beyond the take-off board. टेकअप बोर्ड जो डेइबा कथा तार बहुत आगु डेई की मार्क टच न करी मु डेइली जहा फल रे इट वाज ए नो जंप मींस आई वाज डिस्क्वालिफाइड इन माय फर्स्ट ट्रायल. मोर प्रथम लॉन्ग जंप प्रथम ट्रायल रे मु डिस्क्वालिफाई हेली. सो व्हाई यू वाज मार्क लॉन्ग जंप बही रे नाही प्रोबेबल्स रे नाही. क्वेश्चन लुक एट दिस. व्हाई जेसे ओवेंस वाज मार्क्ड no jump? Look at the question. Jesse Owens was marked no jump in his first long jump trial because he had jumped several inches beyond the take-off board. Okay, that's the answer. Take a board for a no jump. On the second jump, and the second jump, द्वितीय jump जो है, and the second jump, I was even worse. I was even worse. आहुरी खराब है मोर. नहीं पिले, मोर आहुरी खराब है. I was even worse. Did I come 3,000 miles for this? And I was telling myself at that time. I was telling myself, मुनि जो कुछ ये कहते कौन कहते Did I come 3,000 miles for this? एथि पाई 3,000 miles मुआइची अमेरिका रु जर्मन. So here is a question. What is the distance of America and German? Look at the question. There is no question in probables. There is no question in books. What is the question? So what is the distance between German and America? It was 3,000 miles according to the Owens. So did I come 3,000 miles for this? So I asked to myself. Mo sei samare nijako prashna pacharuthile. Did I come 3,000 miles for this? 3,000 माइल मु एइथि बय आछि कोमै I thought bitterly तिक्त भावना आसिला मो माइंड रे bitterly to fail in the trials and make a fool of myself to fail in the trials and make a fool of myself जे मु ए ट्रायल रे फेल हे जिबी आ लोक मते भाबिबे ए खाली बाहापिया पिलाटा रे ए खाली बड़ बड़ कथा कहदिला यूनिवर्सिटी रे जीती गला केमती गोटे जीती गला पिले एठी मु कहिबी गोटे कथा तुम 10th रे 88% पाइछ सपोज यू हैव स्कोर्ड 88% तुम जब प्लस टू रिजल्ट रा 60% को खसी आसिला लोक कौन कहे जानिछ ए 10th रे रंपारंपी करके पास हो जाइतला. सो रिमेंबर दिस मन रखा समस्ते आम 10th रे जेतिकी पाइछे सपोज मु 88 स्कोर करछि मु जदी 89 पाउछि दैट मींस आई एम प्रोग्रेसिंग मु प्रोग्रेस करूछि तेणु ब्रेक योर ओन रेकॉर्ड समस्ते प्रॉमिस करिबा प्रतिज्ञा करिबा कि मु 10th रे जेतिकी मार्क पाइछि मु प्रूव कर देबी मु प्लस 2 रे अधिका मार्क पाइबी मन रखिबा. सो यू कैन टेल एनीवन जे भी कहबो नै बोले सेति पई कहू तो पढ़िबा बोले. सो टू मेक ए फूल ऑफ माई सेल्फ देन वॉकिंग ए फ्यू इयर्स फ्रॉम द पिट माइंड टेंशन अछि मु तो दुई थर क्वालिफाई माने डिस्क्वालिफाई हो जाइए दुईटा जंप लास्ट जंपटा अच्छे माइंड पूरा टेंशन अच्छी कौन करी कौन ना मुझे चिंता करूँ ना यही समय वॉकिंग ए फ्यू वर्ड्स फ्रॉम द पिट जो जंपिंग पिट थिला ताठू किति दूर गली देन आई किक डिस्गस्टेडली माने दुई माने रागिक गोटे नात मारी पूरा पृथ्वी के मुही ऊपर को गोटे नात मारी बुझे नहीं. सो डिस्गस्टेडली एट द ग्राउंड कौटी की भूई की यस नात मारी डिस्गस्टेडली एट द ग्राउंड. Suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder. Suddenly, all of a sudden, what happens? I felt a hand on my shoulder. सेई समय गोटे हाथ मोर कांध उपरे गोटे हाथ अनुभव कले. So what did Owens do after getting disqualified in his first 2 trials? से कौन कले दुईटा माने ट्रायल राउंड रे डिस्क्वालिफाई होला पर से कौन कर जंती पिले. What did he do? Just worked a few years and kicked the ground disgustedly. Just worked a few years and kicked the ground disgustedly. Yes, sir? Yeah, kicked the feet. Yes, beta. I turned to look into the friendly blue eyes. To look the friendly blue eyes. से बंधुत्वपूर्ण नीलो आखि ता मते देखा जाउथला. At the friendly blue eyes of the tall German long jumper was behind me. Yes, it was Ladram standing behind me. On my shoulder, hand on my shoulder, I turned to look into the friendly blue eyes of the tall German long jumper. So who was standing at his back? It was Ladram. He had easily qualified for the finals on his first attempt. Did Ladram qualify for the trials? Yes, in his first attempt. How did Ladram qualify for the trials? Easily. So, what is the distance he covered while he was jumping the trials? 26 feet. These are the questions. So, yes, his first attempt, he offered me a firm handshake. What did What did Ladram offer Jesse Owens? A farm handshake. Look at this. This is the question. What did Jesse Owens offer? What did Ladram offer Jesse Owens? A farm handshake, isn't it? And he told Jesse Owens, I'm Ladram. Jesse Owens, I'm Ladram. I don't think even we met. मत लगुनि आम के भेटी we have met. He spoke English well. ଭଲ English କହୁଥିଲେ. Though he belongs to German, he was speaking English very well. Fluent English. He was speaking English well. Though with a German twist to it. And with a German twist to it. The German ମିଶା English. German accent English ଭାଷା. ଆମେ ଯେମିତି କହିଲା ବେଳେ ଆମର ପାଟିରୁ ହେଇଯାଏ ନା cat this ଆରେ this is a this is a fish ଆମେ କହୁନା ଯେତେବେଳେ this fish ଏଭଳିଆ କହୁନା. This is what Odia twisted English. Like that, he was speaking German twisted English. Getting me? Glad to meet you. And I told, Miss Owens told, glad to meet you. I said, then trying to hide my nervousness. What he was doing, he was trying to hide his nervousness. Nervousness se nervousness taku se hide kariba pe try kortele. Nervousness. What was he trying to hide? Nervousness. Getting me? What was he trying to hide? Nervousness. Yes, nervousness. I added, how you? Mu कहली, how you? आपण केमिति अछंती? So who told how are you? It was told by Jesse Owens. Who told how are you? Jesse Owens told how are you? I'm fine. The question is how are you? Then who replied? Ladram replied, I am fine. अरे मु भलो अछि. प्रश्न उठुछि तमे केमति अछो? नहीं, मु भलो अछि तमे केमति अछो? Who told this? These are the words of Ladram. ए कथा Ladram कहिले. The question is how you? What do you mean? I said आपण कहिबा पे कोन चाहउचंदी? मते टिके राग लागिला. कोन ए भलिया कथा वार्ता करचंदी? What do you mean? हां कोन कहिबा पे चाहउचंदी आपण? Something must be eating you. Something must be eating you. तार अर्थ कोन? Troubling. Eating कहले troubling. So here eating means troubling. आपण किसी समस्या भीतर देई गति करूचंती. किसी समस्या अछि कि आपण भीतर? Something must be eating you. He said, proud of the way foreigners are when they have mastered a bit of American slang. पिलेठी slang कहले कोन? Slang कहले कोन? What do you mean by slang? SLANG. Slang. Slang कहले कोन? बहुत लोग कहते slang रो literal meaning होची गाली. एठी slang कहला गाली नुह. Slang कहले एठी गाली नुह. ताल slang कहले कोन पिले? Slang कहले colloquial language. Local dialect जाको कहिबा. जेमती आमे कहला बेले आमे कोन कहू? आमे कहि दो थब हब एक्चुअली से ना हेब थिब एभले शब्द बट आमे जेहेतु आमे ओडिया लोक ओडिया आमे बुझिबा पे हमको सुविधा होय नहीं सामना मारा भी बुझी जाए आमे थब हब आ ब एभले शब्द सब कहू. सो दिस इज व्हाट कॉल्ड आवर डायलेक्ट. याकू कहते डायलेक्ट माने जोटा लोकल नेटिव लोक जोटा व्यवहार करनते. बुझिला? तो अमेरिकन स्लैंग कहले अमेरिकार नेटिव लोक माने जो भलिया भाषा कहते से भलिया शब्दर प्रयोग. समथिंग मस्ट बी इटिंग यू. तुमको तो कोन खाउजी बाघ मु बाघ हिची खाइ जाउची तते ए भलिया जो आमे व्यवहार करछु नै. So something must be eating you, said. Proud the way foreigners when they have mastered a bit of American slang. तो मते गर्व लगे जेतेबेले जणा विदेशी लोक अमेरिकन स्लैंग कहू छाय. अमेरिकन लोकल लैंग्वेज लोकल डायलेक्ट कहू थाय. You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed, Ladram told. You should be able to qualify with your eyes closed. आपण आराम रे माने क्लियर करि जिवे त कोन आपण ट्रायल क्वालिफाई करि परलानी दुईटा ट्रायल गलानी आपण डिस्क्वालिफाई होचोंते कोन माने किछि तो आपण के भीतर अछि because you are angry something is going there inside your brain. That's why you are not able to qualify in your last two trials. That's why I am telling. Who told? These are the words of yes, Ladram. So believe me, I know it. And Jesse Owens told, believe me, I know it. विश्वास करो एटा मु भल से जानि छी 26 फीट डेइबा मो पई किछि बडो कथा नो. Believe me, I know it. Who told? Jesse Owens. and it felt good to say that to someone mate tike bhalo lagila I was relax a little bit relax jeto dekhibo ame tenth re thiba ka sa gode kono share kar daba ame relax he jiba so I didn't tell long what was eating me. Did Ladram tell what was eating him? Did Jesse Owens, sorry, did Jesse Owens tell Ladram what was eating him? No, he did not tell what was eating him. And he took pains and didn't tell Ladram what was eating me, but he seemed to understand. But he seemed to understand. Who seemed to understand? Who seemed to understand? Who seemed to understand my Jesse Owens hunger? Ladram. किंतु मत लागुला जे जेसोएंस बुझी पारुथिले what was going inside me. He took pains to reassure me. What did Ladram do to reassure Jesuits? What did Ladram do to reassure Jesuits? Here, if pains and joy, एभलिया किसी शब्द अच्छी you can write he took pains to reassure Ladram. जदि आक्षरिक शब्द आसे pains to reassure Ladram. Although he had been schooled in the Nazi's youth movement, who had been schooled in the Nazi's youth movement? Ladram. Getting me? So where did Ladram school? Nazi's youth movement. मन रखा दुईटा प्रश्न मु एई सब प्रश्न गुडी मु कहूची these are 1 mark based question guys. So Nazi's youth movement, he didn't believe in the Aryan supremacy business anymore than I did. Who did not believe in Aryan supremacy business? Who did not believe in Aryan supremacy business? Ladram. Yes, Ladram. More than I did. We laughed over the fact. I'm a hosilu. Why do Jesse Owens and Ladram laugh? Here there is a question. Why did Jesse Owens and Ladram laugh? So we laughed over the fact that he really looked the part. He means he stand for why did here he is used. He is used about Ladram. So he really looked the part. She गोटे मास्टर रेस पार्ट भाया लगुले. He looked the part of a master race. Who? Ladram. How? Why? Because an inch taller than I, मोठारू गोटे इंच लंबा. Then had a clean muscular frame. मांसल शरीर माने कोठी टिके चर्बी की पेट बाहर नथिला मोठा नथिले से पूरा क्लीन मस्कुलर फ्रेम थिला तांकर मस्कुलर फ्रेम क्लियर ब्लू आईज सुंदर स्पष्ट नील आखि फेयर हेयर सुंदर चुटी थिला तांकर फेयर हेयर एंड स्ट्राइकिंगली हैंडसम फेस अतीव आकर्षणीय चेहरा जी भी देखिले कहि दबो ही बिलोंग्स टू ए मास्टर रेस. दिस वाज द description of Ladram. So here you can say sketch the appearance of Ladram. 3 mark bisto प्रश्न ही परिबो कोन sketch the appearance of Ladram. So here you can say he was an inch taller than Jesse Owens, and he had a lean and muscular frame, clear blue. Lean कहले पतला, muscular lean. Sorry, mu clean कहदली. Lean and muscular frame, clear blue. Finally seeing that I had calmed down. ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯେ ମୁଁ ଟିକେ ଶାନ୍ତ ହେଇଗଲି. Finally seeing that I had calmed down. What happens? I had calmed down somewhat. He pointed to the take-up board. से take-up board आड़କୁ point कले. He pointed to the take-up board. Look, he said. take-up board आड़କୁ हाथ देखिकी से कहले. Look, he said. Look at that. से take-up board आड़କୁ देखो. Why don't you draw a line a few inches at the back of the board and aim at making you take up from there? So here the question arises, what are the advice of Ladram for qualifying the trials to Jesse Owens? कौन थिला को उपदेश से देले What was the advice or what was the opinion of Ladram to Jesse Owens? So here the question arises. So what he told, why did he not draw a line few inches at the back, back of the board and aim at making you take up from there? गोटे काम करूँ से टेकअप बोर्डर किसी इंच आगु गोटे लाइन टाणी दौन आउ से डेउन तुमको कौन असुविधा होची हु टोल्ड दिस these are the words of Ladram to Jesse Owens. You will be sure not to foul कौन होबो at least तुम फाउल तो होबो नहीं you will sure not to be foul नहीं not to foul and you certainly ought to jump high enough to qualify. So what happens and you certainly ought to jump high enough to qualify. ଆଉ ତମେ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବେ I am sure that you will jump enough to qualify. ତମେ ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ଭାବେ ଯେତିକି ଦରକାର ତମକୁ କ୍ୱାଲିଫାଇ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଯେତିକି ଦରକାର ତମେ ଏତିକି ଜିତି ଯିବ. So these are the words of Ladram. ଏଇ ଶବ୍ଦ ଗୁଡ଼ିକ କାହାର ଥିଲା Ladramଙ୍କର ଥିଲା. Qualify. What does it matter if you are not fast in the trials? What does it matter if you are not fast in the trials? Matter କରୁ ନାହିଁ ତମେ trials ରେ fast ନହେଲେ କ'ଣ ହବ? Doesn't matter the trials. Tomorrow is what counts. Tomorrow is what counts. It means tomorrow is the final. Ashanta kali tomorrow is what counts means tomorrow is important. You can say tomorrow and tomorrow is the finals and final matters. नहीं final matters. Qualify रे तुमको तुम जीतिले तो तुमको मेडल मिलिबनी ना. तुम टेस्ट एग्जाम रे जिते भलो करो टेस्ट एग्जाम रे जिते भलो करो एनुअल एग्जाम रे तुम जदी भलो न करूचो तुमको तुम पास ही जीवो होबो नाही. So tomorrow is final. Tomorrow is what counts stand for tomorrow is final. And that tomorrow the performance of tomorrow is what matters. Tomorrow is what counts means performance of tomorrow is what matters. Suddenly and suddenly एक कथा सुनिबा परे suddenly all the tension seemed to ebb out of my body. Ebb out कहले बाहरी जीवा go away. About कहले get out बाहरी जीवा कौन से जिनस. Suddenly all the tension मो भीतर जहा टेंशन थिला. So what happens about of my body EBBOUT about of my body the truth of what he said hit me. Why did all the tension about from Jesse Owens after listening the words of Ladram? Yes or no? And he was telling the truth and the truth hits the mind of Jesse Owens and after hearing that his tensions about. Confidently, I drew a line full foot behind the take-up board. What I did then? Confidently, I drew a line. Got a line tanili full foot behind the take-up board. Take-up board ro gotte foot agere gotte kon kali gotte garo tanili full foot behind the take-up board. Proceeded to jump from there and I start running. Proceeded to jump from there. ମୁଁ ସେଇଠୁ jump କରିବା start କଲି. I qualified with almost a foot to spare. The question. So, I qualified with almost a foot to spare. How did Jesse Owens qualify? A foot to spare, 2 foot to spare, 3 foot to spare, 4 foot to spare. So, a foot to spare. Almost a foot to spare. गोटे foot अधिका डेकी मु qualify करिगली. पिले unit 2 सरिला question answer टिके देखिबा. Question answer टिके देखिबा. Question answer कोन अछि? What does a coach say about an angry athlete? First question. What does a coach say about an angry athlete? An angry athlete is an athlete who makes mistake. Nahi? This is the word of a coach. Question number 2. What were the results of the first 2 qualifying jumps for Owens? What were the results of the 2 qualifying jumps for Owens? The results of the 2 qualifying jumps for Owens were no jump. You can write simply, it was no jump. Third question, why did Owens kick the pit? Owens kicked the pit disgustedly because he had not able to qualify the trials. Question number 4, who offered Owens a firm handshake? Jesse Owens, Ladram offered Owens a firm handshake. Was he friendly or hostile? He was friendly. Question number 5. Why did Long speak to Owens during the trials to reassure him? Owens Long speaks to Owens during the trials to reassure him. ତାଙ୍କୁ ଆଶ୍ୱସ୍ତ କରିବା ପାଇଁ. Did he mean to make friendship with Owens or to find out what was troubling him? He wanted to make friendship and also, wanted to find out what was troubling him. He wanted to make friendship. Next ଅଛି question number 7. How did Lodge help Jesse Owens in qualifying for the final jump? How did Lodge Long help Jesse Owens in qualifying for the final jumps? କେମିତି Lodge Long advised Jesse Owens to draw a line a few inches behind the takeoff board and jump from there. That's why he would not make foul. And Jesse Owens followed the advice and qualify for the trials. Question number 8. Question number 8 is, tomorrow is what counts. Tomorrow is what counts. What did Long mean by this? Does he mean that Owens would win the next day or their performance the next day would matter much? So here what happens? Look at this question. Question mone rakhiba bile. Question a question ta important question. This is the important question. Tomorrow is what counts means kona? Their performance the next day would matter much. This is what tomorrow is what counts means. Okay? Tomorrow is final. Hobo nai seta. Question number 9. Did Owens qualify for the final jump? How did he do that? Did Owens qualify for the final jump? Yes, Owens had qualified for the final jump. Then, how did he do that? He drew a line, full foot behind the takeoff board, tried to jump from there, and he qualified by almost a foot to spare. Almost a foot to spare. Okay, let us go to the last unit, guys. शेष यूनिट टा पढ़ी दबा सारी दबा और 15 मिनिट्स लागियो पिले 15 मिनिट्स लागियो सारी दबा ना और 15 मिनिट्स रो पाठ अछि सारीबा ना बंद कर दे पिले इफ यू आर गेटिंग बोर जदी बोर हो जो बंद कर देबी नहले मो सार देबी 15 मिनिट लागियो पूरा कोर्स कंप्लीट हिजिवो व्हाट डू यू थिंक सार दबा ओके जिबा That night, I walked over to Lodge Long's rooms in the Olympic Village to thank him. That night, sei dino ratire. That night, I walked over to Lodge Long rooms. So that night, what did Lodge Long do? What did Jesse Owens do? Jesse Owens do kon kol pile? That night, what did Jesse Owens do? He walked over to Lodge Long's room. मन रखिबा क्वेश्चन कहूची आंसर कहूची कॉपी रे लेखिबा आमे समस्ते नहले पुणी तुमको मु नोट तमे नोट करिबो बोली ए भलिया पाठ पढौची पिले एका थरे नोट करि देबा सब प्रश्न नोट हे जिवो आमे सब माने पाई जिबा आउ कोनोसी वीडियो देखिबार दरकार नै आई डोंट थिंक आउ कोनोसी वीडियो तुमको देखिबा पय पड़िबो कि कोठी पाठ पढिबा पय पड़िबो एतिकी सफिशिएंट पिले सो दैट नाइट आई वॉकड ओवर टू लॉज लॉन्ग्स रूम्स इन द ओलंपिक विलेज So where did Jesse Owens work that night? Remember the question. Where did Jesse Owens work that night? केउठाकू चालिले से? To the Olympic Village. To the Olympic Village. Question answer. So he walked over to the Olympic Village. Why? Now the question. Why? Why did Jesse Owens go to the Olympic Village? Next. To thank him. Thank you धन्यवाद दवा पे कहा थैंक धन्यवाद दवा पे टू थैंक लॉज लॉन्ग टू थैंक लॉज लॉन्ग टू थैंक हिम आई न्यू कारण मु जानी थिली because I knew that if he had not been for him I probably would not be jumping in the finals the following day. If he had not जदि आम भाषा लिखिबा if he had not helped me on the day I must have not jumped the following day. ଯଦି ସେଦିନ ମୋତେ ସେ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିନଥାନ୍ତେ I went to thank him because I knew that if it had not been for him I would not have been jumping in the finals the following day. ଯଦି ସେଦିନ ମୋତେ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିନଥାନ୍ତେ କ୍ୱାଲିଫାଇ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତାହେଲେ ମୁଁ ଖେଳୁନଥାନ୍ତି ଫାଇନାଲ ଖେଳୁନଥାନ୍ତି ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଜଣେ ମାନେ କୃତଜ୍ଞ ବନ୍ଧୁ ହିସାବରେ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଖକୁ ମୁଁ ଗଲି କ'ଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଜଣାଇବା ପାଇଁ. We sat in his quarters and talked for 2 hours. We sat in his quarter and talked for 2 hours. केते घंटा आमे कथा हेलु 2 hours. So how long did we talk? How long did Jesse Owens and Ladram talk? For 2 hours. 2 घंटा. So they talk for 2 hours. 2 hours about track. What did they talk? Then what did they talk? ସେମାନେ କୋଉ ବିଷୟରେ କଥା ହେଲେ? What did they talk about track and field? Track and field କହିଲେ game and sports. Then ourselves ଆମ ବିଷୟରେ, ଆମ ଦୁଇ ଜଣଙ୍କ ମାନେ ତାଙ୍କ ପରିବାର ବିଷୟରେ, ମୋ ପରିବାର ବିଷୟରେ ourselves କହିଲେ. The world situation. So talk for 2 hours about track and field, ourselves, the world situation, and dozen of other things, ଏବଂ ବହୁତ ସାରା ଜିନିଷ ଆଉ ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ଜିନିଷ ବି କଥା ହେଲୁ. ତ ଏଠି ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ କ'ଣ ତିନିଟା ଜିନିଷ କଥା ହେଲେ? ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ହେଲା, ଏକ ନମ୍ବର ହେଲା about track and field, about ourselves ଆମ ବିଷୟରେ, the world situation and dozen of other things, ଏବଂ ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ଜିନିଷ ସବୁ ବିଷୟରେ କଥା ହେଲୁ. When I finally got up to leave, ଯେତେବେଳେ ମୁଁ ଉଠିଲି, ମୁଁ ରୁମ୍ ଛାଡ଼ିବା ପାଇଁ, ମୋ ରୁମ୍କୁ ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ଉଠିଲି, we both knew, ଆମେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଜାଣୁଥିଲୁ that a real friendship had been formed. What did they know? What did they know at the time of departure? What did J.C. Owens and Ladram know at the time of departure? କ'ଣ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପାଇଲେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଯାକ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେମାନେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣଙ୍କ ରୁମ୍କୁ ଗଲେ, ଅଲଗା ଅଲଗା ହେଲେ, ସେ ସମୟରେ କ'ଣ ଜାଣିବା ପାଇଁ ପାଇଲେ? That a real friendship had been formed. ଯେ ତାଙ୍କ ଦୁଇ ଜଣଙ୍କ ଭିତରେ ଗୋଟେ ରିଏଲ୍ ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡସିପ୍, ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରକୃତ ବନ୍ଧୁତା ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହେଇଥିଲା. ୟେସ୍, କମଳାକାନ୍ତ. So a real friendship had been formed. Lodge would go out to the field the next day trying to beat me if he could. Lodge would go out to the field the next day. ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ଦିନ ଲଜଲଙ୍ଗ ଯିବେ କୋଉଠିକି? ଫିଲ୍ଡ କି. କ'ଣ କରିବା ପାଇଁ? To beat me if he could. ନାଇଁ, to beat me if he could, ଯଦି ସେ ମୋତେ ପାରିବେ ତ ସେ କିନ୍ତୁ ମୋତେ ହରାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଯିବେ. ବିକଜ ହିଜ୍ ଇଣ୍ଟେନସନ୍ ଉଡ୍ ବି ଅନ୍ ଦ ଗେମ୍. କାରଣ ଗେମ୍ ଜିତିବା ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କର ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ. କିଏ ଜିତିବ ଅଲଗା କଥା, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ନିଜେ ଜିତିବି, ମୁଁ ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଖେଳୁଛି. ମୁଁ ପରୀକ୍ଷାରେ ଭଲ କରିବି, ସେଥିପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ପଢ଼ୁଛି. ସେଭଳିଆ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଖେଳୁଛି, ମୁଁ ଜିତିବା ପାଇଁ ଖେଳୁଛି. ମୁଁ ଯଦି ପଢ଼ୁଛି, ମୁଁ ପାସ୍ ହେବା ପାଇଁ ପଢ଼ୁଛି. ଦିସ୍ ମଷ୍ଟ ବି ଇନ୍ ଆୱାର ମାଇଣ୍ଡ. So beat me if he could, but I knew, କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ ଜାଣୁଥିଲି, but I knew that he wanted me to do my best. He wanted me to do my best. ସେ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲେ ଯେ ମୁଁ ମୋର ବେଷ୍ଟ କରିକି ଦିଏ. ସେ ବି ଚାହୁଁଥିଲେ ଯେ ମୋତେ ହରାଇବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲେ. ସେ ବି ତାଙ୍କର ବେଷ୍ଟ ଦେବେ, ମୁଁ ବି ମୋର ବେଷ୍ଟ ଦେବି. ତାଙ୍କର his intention, Ladram's intention was very clear that we must do our best. ଆମେ ଦୁଇ ଜଣ ଯାକ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଦେବା. ଯିଏ ଦୁଇ ଜଣଙ୍କ ଠାରୁ ଯିଏ ଭଲ ଖେଳିବ ସେ ଜିତିବ. That's all. Next, trying to beat me if he could, but I knew that he wanted me to do my best. So what did Ladram want Owens to do? What did Ladram want Owens to do? Question. To do his best. To give his best. He wanted me to do my best, even if that meant my winning. ସେଥିରେ ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଭଲ ଖେଳିକି ମୁଁ ଜିତିଯାଏ ତଥାପି ବି କିଛି ଅସୁବିଧା ନାହିଁ. ବଟ୍ ୟୁ ୱାଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ ଗିଭ୍ ୟୋର୍ ବେଷ୍ଟ. ତମକୁ ତମର ବେଷ୍ଟ ଦେବାର ଅଛି. ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଦେଖିଥିବା ବେଷ୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଲକ୍ ବୋଲି ଆମେ କହେ. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଫ୍ରେଣ୍ଡ ପରୀକ୍ଷା ଦେବା ପାଇଁ ଯାଉଛି ସମସ୍ତେ ବେଷ୍ଟ ଅଫ୍ ଲକ୍ କହନ୍ତି. ତା ଅର୍ଥ ହେଉଛି ଗିଭ୍ ୟୋର୍ ବେଷ୍ଟ. ଇଟ୍ ମିନ୍ସ ଗିଭ୍ ୟୋର୍ ବେଷ୍ଟ. ବେଷ୍ଟ ଦିଅ. ଓକେ. As it turned out, ତ ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ଦିନ କ'ଣ ହେଲା ପିଲେ? As it turned out କହିଲେ ରିଜଲ୍ଟେଡ୍, ଫଳସ୍ୱରୂପ. ଏହାର ଫଳସ୍ୱରୂପ କ'ଣ ହେଲା ପିଲେ? As it turned out, Lodge broke his own past record. Ladram କ'ଣ କଲେ? ତାଙ୍କର ପାଷ୍ଟ ରେକର୍ଡ ପରବର୍ତ୍ତୀ ଦିନ ଫାଇନାଲ ହେଇଛି. ଫାଇନାଲ ଖେଳରେ what did Lodge do? He broke his past record. ନିଜ ରେକର୍ଡ ନିଜେ ଭାଙ୍ଗିଦେଲା. କିଏ? Ladram. He broke his own past record. In doing so, ଏଭଳି କରିବା ଦ୍ୱାରା, in doing so, he pushed me to a peak performance. So question arises, ଏଠି ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଉଠେ, how did Ladram push Owens to give peak performance? Ladram କିଭଳି Owensକୁ ବାଧ୍ୟ କଲେ ପିକ୍ ପରଫର୍ମାନ୍ସ ଦେବା ପାଇଁ? ପ୍ରଶ୍ନର ଉତ୍ତର ବହୁତ ସୀମିତ, ଗୋଟେ ଶବ୍ଦରେ ବି ହେଇପାରିବ. ୟାକୁ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ 3 ମାର୍କର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ବି କରିପାରିବା. ବାଇ ଗିଭିଂ ଇଜ୍ ବେଷ୍ଟ କହିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ତ ଶବ୍ଦରେ ହେଇଯିବ. ତାପରେ କ'ଣ ହେବ? Though they were opponents, Lodge wanted Owens to do his best, and in the finals he broke his own past record. By doing so, he pushed Owens to a peak performance. Isn't it a 3 mark based question? 3 mark based प्रश्न भी हेबो गोटे शब्द रे भी उत्तर दे परिबा पिले जीवा आगु को. In doing so, he pushed me into a peak performance. I remember at the instant. Instant कहले कौन पिले सही समय रे जो समय रे at the instant, at that moment. Instant stand for at that moment, at the instant I landed from my final jump. मोर मने अछि जेते बेला मो final jump डेली final jump, the one which set the Olympic record of 26 feet 5.4 inch. मन रखिबा 26 feet 5.1 by 4 inch. This is the Olympic record being set by जैसे Owens 26 feet 5.4 ଆଉ यूनिवर्सिटी रिकॉर्ड कौन थिला 26 feet 8.4 was the university record. ठीक अछि पिले. So 26 feet 5.4 he was at my side, was congratulating जैसे Owens when he set the Olympic record. The question is there, who was congratulating जैसे Owens while he set the Olympic world record? It was Ladram. Nahi. So what was the record being set by just Owens? It was 26 feet 5.4 inch. Getting me? मन रखिबा दुईटा प्रश्न. And despite the fact that Hitler get odds from stand not 100 yards away, and who was glaring them from the stands? It was Adolf Hitler. Who was glaring them from the stand? It was Adolf Hitler. So how far was the stand from the pit? How far was the stand from the pit where Hitler was sitting? Just not more than 100 yards away. केतेटा प्रश्न कहली पिले मन रखिबा. Not far than 100 yards away. Lodge shook my hand hard. मो सहित हाथ मिलेले हैंडशेक कले. Lodge shook my hand hard. It was not a fake smile with a broken heart, sort of grief either. And that handshake was not fake. That friendship was not fake. That smile on his mouth, what smile he has worn, was not fake. That was not at all a fake smile. The handshake was not sort of grief. The handshake was not sort of grief. It was not at all a fake feelings. It was all real. तांको मुहरे जो स्माइल थिला रियल स्माइल थिला से जो हैंडशेक करथिले इट वाज आल्सो रियल हैंडशेक. नथिंग आर्टिफिशियल वाज देयर. माने देखि दिवा में पाकिस्तान इंडिया जतले खेल हुए हाथ को माने हैंडशेक माने हाथ रे बाड़िया पीटा सते जेमती होंती ए बळ्या माने ए बळ्या हैंडशेक हुए. दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल दिस इज व्हाट फैक्ट. नहीं, you could melt down all the gold medals and cups I have, and they would not be a plating and the 24-carat friendship I felt for Ladram at that moment. And at that moment, I was feeling it was a 24-carat friendship. कौन कहते 24 24-carat gold कहले 99.99% gold. 99.99% गोल्ड ताकू 24 कैरेट गोल्ड कुआ जाए. तो ये से माने कहउचंती जे 99.99 गोल्ड ठारू भी मूल्यवान थिला माने 100% गोल्ड थिला सेतरे. आउ से कहउचंती जे मोर जते सब गोल्ड मेडल अछि व्हाटएवर गोल्ड मेडल्स आई हैव, इफ यू विल मेल्ट डाउन ऑल द गोल्ड मेडल्स इट विल नॉट बी प्लेटेड ऑन द 24 कैरेट्स फीलिंग्स ऑफ दैट फ्रेंडशिप. शी समय जो फीलिंग्स थिला मो प्रति I realized then, सेही समय मु अनुभव कले. I realized then that Ladram was the epitome of what Pierre de Coubertin, founder of modern Olympic Games. So who was the epitome of Pierre de Coubertin? Pierre de Coubertin. So who was Pierre de Coubertin? Pierre de Coubertin was the founder of modern Olympic Games. Pierre de Coubertin होचंती founder of modern Olympic Games. आधुनिक ओलंपिक रो जनक, आधुनिक ओलंपिक रो प्रतिष्ठाता बोली पियर डी क्यूबर्टिन को कहा जाए. आउ एठी लॉजलॉन्ग को एपिटोम कहले एग्जांपल बेले उदाहरण. एपिटोम EPITOME एपिटोम कहले उदाहरण. लॉजलॉन्ग को गोटे फाइनेस्ट एपिटोम बोली कहा जाय छी. फाइनेस्ट एग्जांपल ऑफ पियर डी क्यूबर्टिन. पियर डी क्यूबर्टिन कर फाइनेस्ट एग्जांपल बोली कहा जाय छी. सो हियर द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, व्हाई डिड Ladram was called the finest example of Pierre de Coubertin? ଯିବା so Olympic Games, the founder of modern Olympic Games must have had in mind when he said ତାଙ୍କ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଥିଲା must have in his mind when he said ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ କହିଲେ the important thing in the Olympic Games is not winning but taking part. The important, so what is the important thing in Olympic Games? Question number, next question, what is the important thing in the Olympic Games? Winning or taking part? It was taking part. Yes, taking part is the most important thing in the Olympic Games. Then the essential thing in life is not conquering but fighting well. So what is the essential thing in life then? What is the essential thing in life? Conquering or fighting well? It was fighting well. माने जीवन पथरे सब इंपोर्टाट जिन हूँ भलसे युद्ध करवा माने कर्तव्य संपादन करवा मैं भल भाव कर्तव्य करवा फल जहाँ भी हो व्हाट एवर रिजल्ट विल बी देयर नहीं लर्न टू लेबर एंड वेट साम अप लाइफ लास्ट टाइम कहगला लर्न टू लेबर एंड वेट परिश्रम कर एवं फल को अपेक्षा कर नहीं. सो नाउ द क्वेश्चन माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट वाज द आइडियल ऑफ पियरो डी क्यूबर्टिन. पियरो डी क्यूबर्टिन कर आदर्श कौन थिला? According to Piero di Coubertin, in game taking part is important than conquering the game, and in life you know what conquering is not important but fighting well is important. These are the two ideals of Piero di Coubertin, and Ladram were the fine example of Piero di Coubertin's thought, who was the founder of modern Olympic Games. So guys, that's all. लास्ट क्वेश्चन आंसर अच्छी मात्र 4टा प्रश्न आलोचना करके क्लास टाको समाप्त करवा सारिबा माने भल से सारिबा भल से पढ़िबा. ठीक अछि बिले. लास्ट क्वेश्चन कोन? When did Owens and Long realize that they had become friends? When did Owens and Long realize that they had become friends? केते बेले से माने अनुभव कले, केते बेले अनुभव कले जे से माने बंधु हे गेले. So on that night, the night of trial, and the night of the trials, when Ladram went to Olympic Village to meet, Jesse Owens went to Olympic Village to meet Ladram to thank him. And at the time of, they talked about dozen of things, and at the time of their departure, after talking for 2 hours, when they were departing with each other, at that time they felt that a real friendship was formed. Question number 2. Who was Coubertin? What was his ideal? Who was Coubertin? Coubertin was the founder of modern Olympic Games. Coubertin was the founder of modern Olympic Games, and his ideal was, according to him, in games, winning is not important, participating in important, and in life, conquering is not essential, but fighting well is essential. Question number 3. Why was Ladram been called a fine example of Coubertin's ideal? Ladram was being called a fine example of Coubertin's ideal because he had not taken the game as his sole issue. Instead of thinking about game, he had that sportsman spirit. Instead, as Jesse Owens was his opponent, still he had take risk to make him qualify for the final exams. Instead of in place of Ladram, if anyone would have there, he mustn't have helped whom? Jesse Owens to qualify for the trials. This is called the sportsman spirit. That's why he is taken as the finest example of Piero di Coubertin, the founder of modern Olympic Games. Question number 4. What do you think was the greatest Olympic prize for Jesse Owens? So simple, so easy. So simple, so easy. The friendship of Ladram. The friendship of Ladram was the greatest Olympic prize for Jesse Owens. So guys, that's all for the day. आज ये पूरा चैप्टर पढ़ले प्रत्येक प्रश्न आलोचना कले जिते बेले तुमको डाउट लगे माय ग्रेटेस्ट ओलंपिक प्राइज रिलेटेड तुम गोटे वीडियो देखीदेव एवरीथिंग ऑल द क्वेश्चन आंसर क्लियर. ओके, थैंक यू. स्टे ट्यून्ड मास्टर ऑफ इंग्लिश. शेयर करवा पिले मैक्सिमम पिला गोटे रिक्वेस्ट पिला सहित वीडियो को शेयर करदे. शेयर विथ योर फ्रेंड्स दैट दे कैन बी बेनिफिटेड से भी माने मिलवा दरकार बाय बाय।